The Destruction of Black Civilization, page 26, concerning black education. This should be an answer to why you had it so hard. If you're an Israelite, I had it hard. The second great tragedy is in the nature of what is called education. It is mainly rote learning, the ability to memorize phrases, concepts, and other required data. Thinking is neither required nor expected. Critical analysis and evaluation of subject matter are not required, but the ability to absorb and recall is required. The brilliant scholar then is one who can readily quote authorities and remember well his bibliographical sources. Who you got it from? So we have a generation of black scholars who continue to amaze students by mouthing the doctrines and viewpoints of their white teachers, like so many robots without minds of their own. Yet study under white teachers and professors should be most rewarding, and it can be if you do not enter white institutions with a head like an empty pitcher going to a fountain to be filled. I was safe and richly rewarded during my studies in white universities only because I happened not to be so naive that I expected the viewpoints of the conquerors to be the same as those of the conquered on matters relating to our place in the world. Elsewhere, I had emphasized by repetition that some of the most fruitful sources for study came quite unintentionally from white scholars. A case in point was at Oxford. The course was The History of Colonialism in Africa. The presence of 2 or 3 blacks in the class, while obviously uncomfortable for some, was generally ignored, for African studies were of long standing as an integral part of the imperial system. They were not planned for Africans at all, but for the future administrators of the Empire of Africa. So Professor Madden was pointing out in his lecture how difficult and even impossible it was to rule Africans in view of their wild and most primitive system of democracy, as he put it. For just as fast as African kings or chiefs undertook to carry out British laws which displeased the people would remove them from office. Therefore, this primitive African democracy had to be destroyed before the British system of indirect rule could be effective. So the African leaders who wanted to stay true to 𝚑𝚘 were kicked out of office, and they put British-loving Africans in office. The point here is that these sneering remarks by an eminent British historian revealed to me an entirely new field of research. That lecture led me into the study of one of the most significant developments in the entire history of the black race. Again, this is a page from The Destruction of Black Civilization, page 26, concerning black education.